and then they put it in the market for sale. Then I said the other day, Dangote only saw the potential from saying why people come, they said they took this oil away. They just went and set up a refinery. Dangote did not set up a geological firm. It's a very good morning to you all. We are complete. We are complete. So no hiding. We are complete. This is what we do. Joy is here, Barrister is here, and I am here. And it is State of the Nation on SRTV. As you know, this is a platform where we say it as it is. We will not lie for you, and trust me, we will not lie against you. Anything we do here will be very professional, will be sincere, because we don't know. Sometimes we don't really know the truth, and we're going to be taking a very look at a very critical case that is really that concerns the nation. But from my point of view, why I actually brought the case, I'm going to explain it later, is because is this one of those things I'm saying that the state has been captured? Are the big people too big for the justice? Are they above the law? That is the area where I'm coming from. If not, but why I'm even saying that, until it is established, even when the court even find you guilty sometime, the man might still be innocent. But are we in that state? Let's take a look at this. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to talk to your conscience and to my conscience. That's what we're going to do. But my ladies are all here. They are ready to fly. As usual, we want to start with the morning news with Joy. And I know Joy is very ready to fly us with the morning news this morning. A very good morning to you, Joy.
Good morning, Daddy Chris. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, and welcome to SRTV News Asaba. I'm Obama Gabriel Joy, and thank you so much for joining us. Here are the headlines. Oyo abduction, we have more victims regain freedom, but fear keeps schools short. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approves Lagos-Ibadan Road reconstruction and Legacy Highway expansion. U.S. House backs Nigeria and frees over Christian persecution concerns. House Speaker Abbas says government alone cannot save Nigeria's challenges. Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, calls for policies that reduce poverty. Senate bans preaching and hawking in commercial buses, approving a 50,000 naira fine. Oyo State confirms July delivery of surveillance aircraft. Court orders the forfeiture of Achimugu's assets to the federal government. Osun political tension deepens as APC and ADC reject the peace pact. 2 killed and 19 vehicles vandalized in fresh Osogbo violence. Police investigate death of Lagos POS operator whose body was found in a canal. Lagos pledges better access to education and health care for persons with deaf blindness. Ondo police arrest father accused of burning his daughter's private part. R&B singer R. Kelly seeks presidential clemency from Donald Trump. And later, the weather forecast across Nigeria. These are the headlines, and now the news in detail. We begin with security. More victims abducted during the recent attack on schools in Oyo State have regained their freedom, bringing relief to families and communities affected by the incident, while authorities continue efforts to secure the release of those still in captivity. Many schools in the affected areas remain closed over lingering security concerns. Parents and education stakeholders continue to call for stronger measures to protect students and teachers. Meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the reconstruction of the Lagos-Ibadan Express way along the expansion of the proposed Legacy Highway. Now, the federal government says the projects are aimed at improving transportation, easing traffic congestion, and boosting economic activities across one of the country's busiest transport corridors. In another development, the United States House of Representatives has backed a proposal calling for the suspension of certain aid to Nigeria over concerns about the persecution of Christians. Supporters of the proposal say the move is intended to encourage greater protection of religious freedom, while Nigerian authorities are expected to respond through diplomatic channels. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says government alone cannot solve Nigeria's numerous challenges. Now, he was speaking at a public event. The speaker called for stronger collaboration between government, the private sector, civil society organizations, and ordinary citizens, stressing that national development requires a collective effort. The Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has again called for policies that directly reduces poverty across Nigeria. Now, the former central bank governor says sustainable economic reforms must focus on job creation, education, and improved social welfare if millions of Nigerians are to escape poverty. The Senate has approved a measure banning preaching and hawking inside commercial buses. Now, anyone found violating the directive could face a fine of 50,000 naira. Lawmakers say the measure is intended to improve public order and ensure safer commuting for passengers. Oyo State says it will take delivery of its surveillance aircraft before the end of July. Now, the state government says the aircraft will strengthen aerial surveillance, improve intelligence, and it will also improve intelligence gathering and support ongoing efforts to combat kidnapping, banditry, and other security threats. A federal high court has ordered the forfeiture of assets belonging to a businesswoman, Aisha Achimogu, to the federal government. The assets include jewelry and other valuables linked to an ongoing investigation. Authorities say the ruling forms part of efforts to strengthen accountability and recover assets believed to have been unlawfully acquired. Political tension is rising in Osun State after both the All Progressive Congress, APC, and the African Democratic Congress, ADC, declined to sign a proposed peace accord ahead of the elections. Observers have expressed concern over the development, urging all political actors to embrace peaceful campaigns and respect democratic process. Still in Osun State, 2 people have been killed while 19 vehicles were vandalized during a fresh outbreak of violence in Osogbo. Now, security agencies have since been deployed to restore calm as investigation continues into the incident. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Command has commenced an investigation into the death of a female point of sale operator whose body was reportedly recovered from a canal in the Sangotedo area of the state. Now, reports circulating on social media allege that the victim was sexually assaulted before she was killed. However, the police have not officially confirmed those claims and say investigations are underway to determine the circumstances surrounding her death. The incident has triggered widespread public concern, with residents calling for justice and improved security, particularly for women operating small businesses. Lagos State has also reaffirmed its commitment to improving access to education and health care for persons living with deaf blindness. Now, the Lagos State government says new policies will focus on inclusive education, specialized health care, services and improve social support for persons with disabilities. Ondo State Police Command has arrested a man accused of burning the private part of his 10-year-old daughter as punishment for bedwetting. The incident has sparked widespread condemnation, with child rights advocates calling for swift prosecution and stronger protection for vulnerable children. Internationally, American R&B singer R. Kelly has reportedly appealed to the United States President Donald Trump for presidential clemency. Now, R. Kelly, who is serving a 31-year prison sentence following multiple convictions, is seeking a reduction of his sentence through executive intervention. And now the weather report. Residents across southern Nigeria should expect cloudy conditions with periods of moderate to heavy rainfall in Lagos, Benin City, Warri, Asaba, Port Harcourt, Uyo, Calabar, and Yenagoa. In the north central region, including Abuja, Lokoja, Makurdi, Minna, and Ilorin, partly cloudy skies are expected in the morning with thunderstorms likely later in the day. Across northern Nigeria, including places like Kano, Kaduna, Maiduguri, Sokoto, and Katsina State, hot daytime temperatures between 33 and 38 degrees Celsius are expected, although isolated thunderstorms may develop in the evening. Now, motorists are advised to exercise caution during heavy rainfall, while residents in flood-prone communities are encouraged to monitor official weather advisories. And finally, as Nigeria continues to confront challenges ranging from insecurity and poverty to infrastructure and social welfare, stakeholders say lasting progress will depend on effective leadership, stronger institutions, and the collective commitment of every citizen. And that wraps it up this morning on SRTV News. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Obawa Gabriel Joy. Please stay with us as we hand back the reins of the program to Daddy Chris.
A very good morning, Joy. Very, very good morning. Let's quickly have Barrister on the platform. I think one or two things strike me in that news, and I'm just wondering why that woman is now facing this serious accusation. I don't know how, I can't remember the name. For you to be facing this kind of accusation, when we have cases of 1.3 trillion for COA unanswered, Yaya Bello is not answered. Maybe this, Barrister, what do you think? Maybe this woman is not listening. That's why she's now facing this kind of cases. Otherwise, if she had listened to people like Kumahi, maybe she would be free now. What do you think?
Good morning, everyone. You're speaking to Barrister Omar from Abuja. Daddy Chris, I didn't get the question.
I said maybe we have cases of people, EFCC found them wanting of 1.3 trillion. My former governor is one of them. And they are working freely. And this woman, for some business that has nothing to do with actually stealing the government money, I don't know where that is. She's been in trouble. Is it selective justice, or maybe she's not giving, or what?
Obviously,
you know, when women don't give, they get slapped. You know, serious one. Is that the case?
Obviously, you can tell this is the selective justice that we've been complaining about in the Nigerian system. That when a thief comes to a particular party, they become righteous, they become perfect. You know, if not, the likes of certain people, politicians in this country, shouldn't be walking about the street or be free. Most of them should be probed by now. But of course, because they are on the side of power, they are seen to be perfect at the moment. So after everything, we'll see how it will go. But for this woman, I don't know, maybe she must have committed a crime against them. Maybe she did something she shouldn't do. I don't know. That it is going forward to tell what we are complaining about this country. About
Barrister, this is the interesting part of it. Few days ago, the media or our aviation minister, who happens to be my brother, was making noise that Peter Obi is supposed to pay 25,000 naira fine for parking offense, and it was in the news. But we have again, I'm going to remind them, we have Yahaya Bello walking freely, talking about some billions of naira of state money looted, unless the EFCC are saying that it didn't happen. And we have the case of Okowa too, 1.3 trillion. Are you saying no money was missing at all? And why are we discussing 25,000 naira? Is this a case of selective justice? I ask again.
Like we say, I agree with you. I think it is. That's what it is.
Anyway, today is about the legal mind. It's about we looking at how things are happening in the country, whether there is any chances of having justice. But that being said, I want to say that I may be biased in my presentation. It doesn't make it real. It's not about how I think or how I feel. It's about the instrument of the law, and we're going to try and analyze that. But before we go into the topic of today, let us listen to a lady who has something to say about the principal we're talking about today, because you will have to use the word principal a lot. So for the purpose of this show, our principal is David Umahi. Let us listen to what this lady has to say about David first.
In his house, the man did not allow me to sleep. He tied towel on his waist and came into my room and was pestering me. I had to tell him, okay, wait, let me give my staff a Bible. I ran away from the place where he was and entered my staff room, and they locked it. That was where I slept because of David Umahi's disturbance.
Hey, David is in trouble.
I think Daddy Chris, I think you need to start the video again, because I don't think our viewers got what really happened from the beginning.
Let's listen to that video again. Yeah, let's listen again. One more time.
To stay in his house. The man did not allow me to sleep. He tied towel on his waist and came into my room and was pestering me. I had to tell him, okay, wait, let me give my staff a Bible. I ran away from the place where he was and entered my staff room, and they locked it. That was where I slept because of David Umahi's disturbance.
Wonderful.
And this is one of those videos trending online at the moment. The reason this video is actually trending is not out of coincidence. It's because of the latest scandal following the same man, our Minister of Work, David Umahi. Apparently, a young lady, you can see her beautiful face there. I don't know. I put the wrong name there. Please forgive the names on the platform. I should have corrected that. I didn't. Her name is Mary. Mary happens to travel all the way to Ebonyi. According to the report, she went there for treatment of our minister, and overnight she found dead. Okay, like every murder case, one will expect the state to intervene. It happens in the house of our dear minister. No arrest has been made. It's no arrest and bail. It has not been made, meaning the police have not seen any reason to question Umahi. I'm sure he must have been questioned. And the detail of this report is yet to get to us. But what is really striking at this moment is the father of the young lady swore an affidavit saying that he doesn't want any form of investigation at all, that he doesn't want any autopsy of any kind, that the body should be released for burial. And two things happens there for me. There's an affidavit, and there is an affidavit. I don't want autopsy. I can understand, and I don't want any investigation, and I don't want any trial. Why? These three big things. You might not want to have the autopsy. You are not stopping the police from carrying out investigation and so many things, and I find it really, really a little bit disturbing. Well, that is the report reaching us. We only report as we see it, and it's a little bit confusing. And I'm going to let the two ladies on the platform, because this is a lady. I know we're not going to use sexism here, but let us hear from the ladies in the house. What do you guys think of what is going on? Let me start from there.
Daddy Chris. First of all, you made mention of the fact that no arrest has been made concerning this matter yet. But how can such an activity happen in a man's house, or someone was found almost dead, and then when the person was rushed to the hospital, the person was found dead on arrival? That was the news. Why was he not supposed to be have been arrested by now? That is the question we should be asking.
Well, I'm sure he has been questioned. Must they? What do you think the police will need to establish their case first before making an arrest?
I don't think there should be any reason. There's nothing to establish. He should be arrested, first of all, and be detained for questioning. That should be the first
Yes.
thing. What do you need to establish before you do this? Now, the father of the girl is coming out to say he does. Obviously, we know the system that decreased. Obviously, he has been paid. You know, that is what majority of Nigerians will be suspecting by now. For a father of a
Why
dead,
would he not want? Why would he not want to know why his daughter died? Like,
Maybe according to man, there might be underlying health issues that they are aware of. I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. I mean, we don't
but
know.
they haven't been stated. We cannot assume here that decrease. You remember you talked about legal issues. So let's talk about the things that have been mentioned yet. So there hasn't been any evidence of anything coming, any health issue connected to this girl yet.
I agree.
So we can't make
So
such
maybe
an
the
assumption.
police are yet to release the report. You know, we in the media were able to jump on it. We are on it at the moment. We don't know. The police are, Nigerian police don't release information on time, which is normally what police will do anyway.
Which is why they are insisting on the autopsy, a post-mortem, to
Yes,
tell whether the girl died of just cause or maybe by.
Exactly. I think where this is striking.
I want to ask a question. Daddy Chris, sorry, I want to ask a question. I know you the both of you are the lawyers that we have, so I want to ask this pertaining to that angle. Now, my question is: if a suspicious death potentially involves a criminal conduct, does the family's decision not to pursue an autopsy automatically brings the matter to an end, or does the state still have an independent duty to investigate in the interest of justice? That's what I want to know.
Of course, the state have.
Yes. The truth is, right. Yes. Go on, barrister.
Investigate this matter. The father does not have the right to close this matter based on an affidavit carried out in the courts. Because it's now the public is involved. We need to do it for public justice. The public is involved, and then the government is also involved. Now people need to know what actually happened to this girl. It is better to clarify, whether she died of safe cause or she died of other means, than to just assume that okay, there were other things involved. So the father does not. I don't think he has what it takes to just close this matter.
No, he has no legal standing here. The father definitely does not. That's why when it comes to criminal issues, it is always the state and the accused. It's not the father or the girl and the accused. This is a matter between the state and David Umahi. It is up to the state to take the matter to court, not the father. The father has no legal say here. So it will be the decision of the state and actually the police to say, okay, we found enough document. They will submit it to the government lawyers. That's how in the UK we call them CPS. The government lawyers will be the one to decide whether this case should go to court or not, but definitely not the father. So, and why this is really striking, we have a similar case with the same minister before, where a lady came out and there was issue of about 300 and something million that was the minister refused to pay, and that woman was saying because she refused to give the thing.
I think 304 billion or something like that for a contract.
Yes, some serious amount of millions. I think I have the record here. So because of that the minister, her name is Tracy Nicholas, and it's about it's a case of 304 million naira. That is so what I'm going to say now is something we call a pattern. Is it true that the minister have the way of coercing or victimizing or paying things off? And it is particularly interesting for me because this is, if it is the case, I'm not saying it's the case, if it is the case, then it happens to be that, okay, when some people have issues, it's selective justice in Nigeria. You know, the power, those with money, they can buy the things, and whatever happened, they can get away with it. In fact, I'm beginning to think so already, because if Okowa is not brought to book for 1.3 trillion, and we are discussing a case of 25,000 naira, which was not committed by the presidential candidate Peter Obi, that is something that every Nigerian should be worried about. I'm talking of legal understanding right now. So here is a minister who is good at doing this, you know, according to them. Anyway, well, minister, I'm sorry, you know, sometimes in my place they say, pray make who they talk to, make no lie against you. In this case, if they are lying against you, then somebody saying the truth that's lying against you. Because, because what is going on here is you had it's not quite long. We had this story with Tracy. And Tracy had to come out. This is what was funny thing. Tracy came out and said, oh, no, what happened is not true. The minister did not do anything to me. I was just telling lies. When Tracy didn't get the money, because it's like, Tracy, if you want to get that money, you go and tell the public that this did happen. Tracy came back and said, nothing happened to me. I beg you, the minister didn't do me. So later, I'm sure Tracy was being paid or not paid. And Tracy came out and said, listen, I was just
Can't you see the pattern?
You can imagine.
Can't you see the pattern? Can't you see the
exactly. That's why it is disturbing.
You know, it is very obvious that obviously they were paid off to come out, because everything is here. That is the point. Everything is here for people to see. And another person is coming out to say, no, this is to disclaim a statement that was already established. So it sounds suspicious, that Chris. To me, it sounds really suspicious.
It is. And,
looks like a pattern that the man is good at covering his tracks. That's what it looks like.
I don't think he's really doing a good job. He's not doing a good job at covering his tracks. So
well, he hasn't been arrested. He hasn't been arrested yet.
Exactly.
Because
So
can you let me like he's the state. Can the state fight the state? It's not possible now. He's the state. Who want to go and arrest him when he's still there? Maybe when he leaves, they can arrest him. That's something about this.
No law. There is no immunity that he cannot be arrested in office. There is no immunity for his.
But would they arrest him? That is the thing. Would they?
They should arrest him. That's why we are saying, we are insisting. The public should, in fact, there should be, the state government should insist on that autopsy. That is my point. That is my stand.
We always say the public have the right to know. We have the right to know. It's a disturbing issue. And because, in fact, if this were to be the first time, we'll say, okay. And another thing, because they use the word, they establish pattern. And number two, my concern is, why would this man just go straight to an affidavit? It's too prepared. It's too cooked. If there was no affidavit, if the man is only giving an interview that, please, I don't want any of this, but he has been advised, meaning the man has seek legal advice and say, for anything you said to make sense, go and swear an affidavit. But affidavit cannot stop this. That's what we are establishing right here now. The affidavit that this is not a case between you, Papa, and Mahi. A beautiful damsel is dead. We have the right to know, and we're going to ask those difficult questions on this platform today.
The question I want to ask, sorry, Daddy Chris, yes. I want to ask something. What was this? This lady is a physiotherapist, right?
Yes.
What was the treatment she went to treat our serving minister? What was this she went? What were the symptoms? What were the symptoms of the sickness? What are the kind of people, leaders we are electing into offices, or that have been selected to be our leaders? Who are these people? Was it sick?
Fact, you'll be asking me, and we should be asking this woman, which I think we should be asking.
Because the reason why I'm asking,
do you give to men?
The general mindset is that maybe that's what Nigerians, that's what happens in Nigeria. Maybe this lady went there for pleasure, not even for work. But according to the story established, she went there as a physiotherapist. That means that she probably did not even go there just to massage him alone. She went there maybe he's suffering of stroke or something else that we are not aware of.
Yeah, maybe she went for deep tissue massage, happy ending.
Or not.
No, I know. I feel like she went there for her job, but the reason she was called for the job was different from what she does. I think that's where the whole, but she's dead. She cannot explain for herself.
Joy, for you to travel all the way from Kaduna to Ebonyi State to go and do massage. The question we wanted to ask is: are there nobody that can do massage in the whole of Ebonyi State?
And she's good. No, that is I think
there is another symptom that has
good at her job.
Yeah,
so maybe that's why, or maybe the guy, maybe the guy the man liked her, and then she's a physiotherapist, good and fine. It has a nice handle to it. Let her come over, and then maybe I would get something else in return. And along the line, she might not have expected what
we cannot just. What I'm trying to say is we cannot establish the fact that it was actually massage this lady went in there to do. We can't establish that yet. Okay, there could be other things that we are not aware of. Have you thought of that?
Certainly.
Other things that have not been announced.
Certainly.
Thank you.
We are always
so we cannot just conclude that she traveled from one state to another state just for massage. There could be other issues.
No, but people travel just to make hair. People go as far as traveling.
Come on, Joy. You must be very rich. Anyway, the minister can afford it. But my only concern is you are now importing a lady from Kaduna for physiotherapy. You guys need to interpret this. I wish you have a medical doctor on the platform, because a physiotherapist, I've been there once. It's only when they fix my bone, my backbone was a little bit, so they don't have to make it clear. So it is a physical thing. It's not so you do some physical thing on the body. That is what physiotherapist I can understand. So she must have done some physical thing on the old man's body.
No, that's not all
and you don't expect this kind of, and it's a dangerous exercise.
Also, rehabilitation from drugs. They also help in patients who are they have been rehabilitated from drugs.
Is the minister a drug addict?
That is the question. These are the reasons. Those are the things that you need to ask yourself. Okay, you should just go there for massage, or there were other issues that have not been mentioned. Mm-hmm. This case needs to be. It needs to investigate this case that decreased.
I agree with that.
But then the father said that we don't have the right to know that the state
has no right.
It is no longer in his turf for him to tell us we don't have the right to know. The case has already left his turf because someone died in the process.
Yes.
So it's no longer in his jurisdiction to tell us what we should know or what we shouldn't know. If the girl was still alive, good and fine. At least you have two parties that are defending. This one is saying, this one is saying. But this one is only one person that is talking. So we really need to know what happened. Because somebody cannot just die like that and then it gets swept under the rug. No, that's not the kind of Nigeria we want. That's not the kind of Nigeria we should be looking at this point. And Nigeria is so fragile. Any little thing can break at this point.
Do Nigeria resign?
Because you are missing a point. A serving minister.
A serving minister. And that's the point. Do we resign? Do we have the word resignation from our or step aside? Do we have it in our dictionary? Because if this thing happened in the UK, the minister will excuse himself first in order not to corrupt, in order to bring some.
And then this case should be investigated.
The minister will step aside.
Even if he does not decrease, I'm sure that even if he does not excuse himself, the government should excuse him from office until this case is well investigated. If they want to be transparent,
but they wouldn't. They would not. They are all in the same. They are all in the same group, so they wouldn't do anything to him.
I don't want to bring I don't want the chief of staff. The chief of staff was in similar issues a few days ago, and the president trashed it. He said, "No, that's not." And I don't know. No, like we don't know what is really going on. The chief of staff, there was this whole new body that was set up, and the money being paid. In fact, it is so deep that it is impossible for somebody who doesn't know anything to be able to set up an agency, have it established that money is going to leave the central bank. And the government is not aware. It doesn't concern the president. Now we are waiting for this. It doesn't concern the president. Baba, what it concern you?
Yes. Thank you, Daddy Chris. What it concern this man? Is it the only thing? Is it by is it only borrowing? Did they come to the office to borrow? Is it only borrowing that they know how to do? Is it the only thing that concerns them? Because the only thing
When
you hear
you
about
look
the presidency
at the
now,
news,
and even in the Senate
when
and the
you
national,
hear certain
everywhere
news,
now is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And there is nothing else you are hearing from them.
In fact, why, and I'm happy that Chris is in the UK with me. You know why this is important? When something results to death, it becomes bigger than even your person. The state, the police, the local police can no more even they can't press that kind of matter down. It's a public outcry right now. Except that our cry doesn't mean anything. Otherwise,
it doesn't.
A young lady is dead. Visiting a minister, a serving minister, like Barrister Riley put it, a serving minister. No arrest has been made. No statement from the government on this issue. We are watching. We heard that the father is saying, bring the body, we want to bury the matter, because that's what it is. We want to bury this matter. And sometimes we might underrate the power of money. That's what we're seeing here. By the time they offer that man some serious amount of money, go and withdraw this matter.
And even some threats alongside, if you don't take this money, this will happen. He have no choice. He just wants to just bury his daughter and just move on in peace. You know, he may have no choice. So he's not my issue. He's not my problem. But because it has been established that he does not have the local standing to decide on what should happen in this case now, because the case is already public. The people need to know. We need justice. And the
yes,
state is
and I agree. But that is not to say. But that is not to say that the man is guilty, because sometimes women too, when I see they play panyao, sometimes you don't say the truth, because she went there for physiotherapy. Something is still wrong here. If she went there for physiotherapist job, and we are defending that one too, that doesn't sound right. Let's be sincere.
You said no sentiments, so let's not make assumptions, please. Let's just talk.
Okay, no assumption, but we've been assuming, the woman left her state to travel some kilometers just to go and give physiotherapy job.
It happened.
Massage.
It happened. Maybe she's good at her job. Maybe she's a good massage. Or maybe she.
I think what we are trying to, Daddy Chris, I think what you're trying to establish here is the fact that she went for something else. She knew she was going for something else.
Assuming that.
Exactly.
He's assuming.
There's something. You know what I'm thinking? Let me clear. There's one of my girlfriends said in those days. He said, but these young girls are very brave these days. You see, man, you don't know the man head condition. You carry a hotel room. Exactly what we are now. Because if you carry a man that is half dead into a hotel room and the man, you're on your own. You will explain. So before you take any man, I think it's a big lesson to anybody. You guys listen to me. You may not care. But if you take a half dead man into a hotel room and the man, he think he's coming and the man was not know he was going. If anything happened, if you go, you will answer question. So it might be the case here that somebody thought he was coming and the person left, and now we are here because the question. Let me ask one question, and that is very important here. Why would the minister want to kill her? Maybe worst case, the minister wants that.
That's a very good question. I was going to come there. Can we also look at the area of whether there was a testimony earlier? You played it yourself from one Tracy, right, where she was saying that the minister was not allowing her to sleep at night. So now, let's assume that he has the tendency. It's already established legally that he probably have the tendency of rape. What if she was trying?
That was what my mind was. Maybe during the process there was a struggle, and then somebody hit their head, and somehow
we should be constructing the scenes as people are thinking about it. We'll be constructing the scene. But let us come on, man. Let's be clear. If we agree, maybe we don't know, but let's assume under probability, because these are things that will prove beyond reasonable doubt. But let's assume that there's a probability that she's aware. And you know why this is important? I think it's very important that a minister is rich enough to influence this woman with money. Why would he want to kill her?
No. What if she died by being choked? Or maybe accidentally she died while he was trying
to. If it is accidental, then one cannot. That's why I'm saying that. Is it possible that in the course of the Almighty God action, somebody lost heart attack and somebody passed on? Is that the case, or the minister intentionally invited this girl to kill her? And that becomes a very difficult one. Why would you want to kill her in your own house? This is the thing. I'm happy, Barrister, you're talking here. Why would I bring a woman to my house? If I want to kill her, I'll kill her outside. Why would I bring her to my house to kill her?
Daddy Chris, those are things for the court to, to decide whether there was actually a motive for him wanting to kill her or it happened accidentally. But either way,
Barrister, we can't hear you well. You speak a little bit louder,
Barrister. Either way, murder is murder. I don't know what you are even trying to ask here. Are you trying to say whether you are trying to establish whether there was a motive or there was an intention to kill? I don't know.
In any murder case, motive is important. What is the minister's motive?
Like I said, even if you want to rule out motive in this case, Daddy Chris, what if it happened accidentally? Does that rule the fact that it was a murder? There was actually a murder?
No. Okay. It could be manslaughter. It could be an accidental death. No, let us. But they are not telling us the truth.
Criminal offense. It is still a criminal offense. Manslaughter.
Yes, but then we know what we are up against. We want to be sure what we are up against. My only case is I don't like this minister have a pattern which I've been able.
But with the antecedents of this man, Daddy Chris, can't you tell by now that he has the tendency to rape, and he has the tendency to want to be doing this thing all night? Maybe she got tired.
But the minister didn't rape this woman. The video we started with Joy, there was no case of rape. He said the minister wanted it, she refused, and she allowed the man.
But if she had not left the room, maybe there would have been a case of rape, because according to what the woman said, he was disturbing her. He didn't want her to sleep.
Someone that have the tendency to
rape. I don't know how.
See,
this is not something that should be heard of like a minister. Let me
tell you the difference. A gentleman will let you be when you tell him I'm not interested in sex.
He's not gentle.
But a man who will insist over and over and over and over again, I bet you that increase. The only tendency that man can be established to have is the fact that he has gentle. Yes.
No.
When I think of these things of men trying to have their way with women when the women are not, they don't agree. What comes to my head is, you have the money, you can order any kind, any shape of anybody you want. Why this one? Why this one is saying no? Then leave the person alone.
That is the devilish trait in them, Joy. That is the devilish trait.
I don't understand though. Like look at the lady that was
where the motive came in. Look
at the lady that was killed in Lagos. There's another lady that was killed.
Don't forget to. In Lagos. I'm not defending the minister. Like Chris Riley said, if you're doing the UK, the minister should resign before and after the case. Before you must step aside so you don't bring disgrace to the government.
And even if he's good enough not to resign,
he should. I'm wondering why the president is quiet. The president have a culture of being quiet on issues like this, and that is why, like what I said,
the only thing he's interested in is to be borrowing money up and down.
All right, but let's stick to the fact. Joy rightfully said that the minister have the money. He has the money. Even he can order somebody else. I'm not even looking at order somebody else. He has the money to influence this woman, if that is what he wants. If you're able to pay somebody to fly, I'm sure she flew down. She wouldn't be coming by road. To fly from Kaduna all the way to Ebonyi. I'm sure you have money to give to her to calm down now. Are you sure this woman is so stubborn that there's no money?
No, I don't think this argument is even valid enough for you to call it a point. Well, it is not every woman that will take money for sex.
Yeah, but okay, Barrister, speak a little bit louder. You know why this is important? You guys just left your university. You are women. I want to talk about this a little. We have these cases of where we say the lecturers are oppressing students, they oppress them, but we know that some students go there to actually demand for it.
True.
You understand?
Not,
So
yeah.
the lecturers they are animals. But again, some people actually, like if we're already talking about last time we were talking about not allowing certain things to happen. If it is true that the women don't agree at all, I'm sure the lecturers will be afraid to make the next move. Because they're getting their way, like the kidnappers kidnapping us. They know when the kidnappers will pay. That's why they keep kidnapping us. If we don't pay, they will stop. You understand? So if David was able to pay somebody's flight all the way from Kaduna to Ebonyi, give them a beautiful place and that beautiful life, he couldn't give her money. Are you sure the man killed her?
Daddy Chris,
or something happened?
Daddy
I'm looking for why would you want to kill her?
I don't even think we should talk about exchanging in the area of exchanging money for sex. In this case, there are people, okay, let me to answer your question. Do you know that there are people that are naturally good at what they do? Such a person can even go from here. A person can order her even from Nigeria here to the US or to any part of the world if she is good enough for what he wants to achieve at the time. That is not the point, why he flew her, why she flew from one state to another.
Barrister, we're gonna have some issue here. You are saying that some of the things we don't know is in the favor of the woman. The things we all know is against the man.
I am saying that Chris, let's not make assumptions. Yes, I
wouldn't want to make assumptions, but I'm only trying to establish. No, but Barrister, you're a lawyer. In a case like this, there will be definitely motive. Why? The question I ask is, any case, even in the court of law, they will always the defense will always say, why would my client want to kill her? And in his own house, he couldn't take the woman outside to kill. He brought her home to kill her.
Daddy Chris, as a lawyer, if I was in the opponent's side, I would also argue that he probably did it without intention. Maybe he did it accidentally. But does that rule out, the question I'm asking, does it rule out the fact that there was a murder?
No.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
So, Daddy Chris, let me ask you another question.
It can rule out murder. It can rule out accidental.
No, it cannot.
It could be an accidental death, or like I said, you go into the room with somebody you don't expect. Maybe the minister is very good at that thing, like he doesn't allow people to sleep at night.
I want to establish something, but before I establish rape for you here, how it is also a criminal offense. What is an antecedent?
Okay.
What is an antecedent?
And that is the problem with this. It's a very difficult one. That's why I brought it out. And I'm sure Nigerians are watching. And everybody's concerned. I just want us to look at both sides of the story. That's what we do. We look at both sides of the story.
Yeah. Yes, when they said, when someone have a pattern or an antecedent or a particular character of doing this, what does it mean? It means that the person is capable of doing it over and over and over again. And even when an offense is committed, the person is not excused. It means that from that testimony that other lady gave earlier about him not allowing her to sleep, it means that, if you're looking at it, even as a friend,
but we can. That is to be our words and Umahi's words anyway. But we don't know because people take advantage of this. I know she's not there. Umahi is in fact the man. Why if you stay away from women?
But Daddy Chris, I don't think there is. I think to all of these accusations, there's a truth in there somewhere, because people cannot just come out and accuse you of something that you've never done before because they hate you. Yes. He would have done something like this somewhere. He would have, because you cannot just. How can somebody just come and start calling you a thief when you have not stolen anything? It's impossible. So I feel there is a truth.
We could say that
come out and tell us what has happened.
I don't think Umahi is an innocent man. I don't think so.
To be honest,
but my only concern is, why would he bring the woman to his house to kill her? That's my concern.
He didn't go there. Okay, let me create a scenario for you. Yes. Maybe she didn't go there, for what he thought she was coming in for. Maybe she thought she was going there to work. You understand? Naturally, officially she's a physiotherapist. So if what she thinks she was going there to do was just to massage, let's imagine that your assumption of massage was what it was, not drugs, not rehabilitation or anything of sorts. Okay, she assumed that she was going in for a massage, and then she went in there, and the story changed. Guy man tied towel, say just like the other lady said, he tied towel, and he said she should not sleep. So she was like, I asked her, please, I need to sleep. This is not what they told me. I came here to do. I came here to work. Okay, don't worry, young woman, I'll give you a certain amount of money. Is it not you young girls of these days? Just little money will do. Okay, I'll give you 3 million. She was like, I'm not interested in the money, sir. I came here to work. Do you understand? And then such conversations go on, and he probably got pissed. Maybe after he mentioned even 1 billion, and she still insists that she's not ready. That is one scenario.
And at that moment,
and then he decided to hold her, and then do it by force, because the lady is truly pretty. She carry front, she carry back. You understand?
I don't know why whenever we hear issues like this, that a lady went somewhere, it's always because maybe the lady knows why
we're playing this. Listen, I'm playing the devil advocate, because they said David said that I want to call him David because he's the minister was saying that the girl called her boyfriend before he went to bed. So how did you know that the woman called her boyfriend?
Okay. No, he probably was sneaking on her.
How did you know?
What if he was sneaking on her? What if he was sneaking on her? It's his house. It's his house. He could even have a recorder in the room, and she's not aware of.
Hidden camera somewhere.
Yes, hidden camera somewhere.
Some of these people, I believe they can actually do the worst of things. Maybe
they can.
As
they have
said,
the money.
Might be,
something they have the money.
He wants to do it. A lot of rich people, they have these crazy pleasures that sometimes when you think about it, you'll be like,
And they
because I'm sure this man has a wife.
Something you should
sure
take certain amount of money for everything.
So why this one? My question here is, why this girl? Why this girl? Like, if someone says, I don't want, or whatever it is that we want to do, I'm not interested. I feel morally, mentally, you're supposed to say, okay, she said no. No is no. I don't know why people don't like taking no. Like, there was another lady that was killed. I don't know if you saw the news in Lagos. She was raped and dumped in a canal. A POS attendant. This issue is just, when I think about it, I just wonder the kind of society, the kind of men we have in our society today. We have one
Joy.
Joy,
let me tell you something. These are the excesses of men that the law is put in place to check. If a woman says, I am not interested, any sane man should give up and let her be. But if he insists, it means that he has an animalistic and barbaric nature. In fact, that is why rape is an offense.
Yeah,
I think it's 15 years.
No, Barrister, I think we are on the same page here. The offense is a serious offense. No story about that.
It is.
And that is if it is committed. Well, we cannot establish that it is done.
We can, but from what we have seen and from his antecedents, we can establish it even right here.
Okay.
We can establish it.
Okay.
That there was
actually. Barrister, you're not talking like a barrister right now. You're talking like a woman. I understand that.
I know. Of course, until the court. Excuse me. I know that until the court pronounce a judgment, it is not judgment. I know that.
Exactly.
But I'm saying from what we have on ground and from antecedents and patterns for this sovereign senator, we could tell that he has a hand in trying to force her or do something. That could have led to
I think something went wrong because, like I said, even when say, Minister, you invited her, she agreed with you, she want to have, maybe even come to you to sleep with you. And then why would she die? What killed her? Because for her dying is it doesn't add up. Death does not add up in this equation. Okay, she refused. I refused. I didn't give her money. All those ones. But why the death? It cannot be strangling. How? You understand?
That is another scenario. That's why the autopsy is important. Another scenario we have not looked at is a scenario. Okay, because I don't want. I'm not a gender based. I'm not biased. I'm not gender biased. I'm not. Okay, so I will always say it. My gender know they try sometimes. So let's imagine that, okay, she actually went there for the purpose of what you're assuming that she went there for. And then maybe after 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, and she's like, because obviously I am not going to make a statement publicly that I'll be held liable for. But if it's a therapist to visit a man, it shows that he has the tendency of rehabilitating from drugs. And if a person is on drugs, what does he have the tendency of doing? Doing things over and over and over again. Maybe he wants to do more rounds, and then she was trying to resist, and then he choked her. In fact, there is no other way. You said I was not speaking like a lawyer earlier. There is no other way that you can conclude on this case. I cannot wait for this case to go to court. The state government should insist on that autopsy. That's all I'm saying. Honestly, because there's no other way. Our senator is going to come out of it. I'm telling you the truth. And they should make sure that the justice that is going to be served in this case should be transparent. Please let the people see that this case justice was well served in court concerning this case. Give the poor man, give the people hope that when the powerful people do something evil to them, they will get justice in return for it. Let this case be transparent in courts. Let there be press. Let there be people watching what is the process of the courts, why it is going on, why this case is being admonished.
Now, even if the case goes to court, there is always, these people have a way of doing things on the ground. They would now try to play the law.
That is what I'm saying, Joy. There shouldn't be anything like that. They should make everything transparent for everyone to see. That is the only way we can attest to the fact that, okay, yes, even if anything the court declares later, we could tell that, okay, the press was there, everything was carried out the right way. Yes, it is true that he actually was innocent. But by the time, you see, the people will always know. The people will always know if there is a twist in
but wait, though, if someone dies let's say somebody dies in another person's house, first of all, that's already a case on its own.
Yes, it is on its own.
That's already a case. Then you call this person to come. You call this person to come over. That's another one. Why did you call this person to come? The person came and did some certain things, and the person died, and you don't want whatever autopsy or whatever. That's certain things
that we don't know about, that we cannot wait to hear at this time. That is where the twist, the whole thing comes from. What happened after she came and before her death? What happened? Yeah. It means that, okay, for her to be rushed to the hospital, it means that, okay, maybe there was still a little bit of life in her. You understand? Who knew what happened? How can they say maybe the hospital could have been paid? When it comes to courts, you cannot determine what will be said. Maybe the hospital has been paid a certain amount of money, in assumption. Maybe the hospital would have been paid a certain amount of money and say, okay, kill her so that she will not say what happened. So anything, how can she be dead on arrival? I know, okay, people die on arrival, of course, but what I'm saying is, please.
But what is the extent of whatever injuries that killed her? We don't even know what injuries, or maybe she hit her head somewhere, or maybe it was internal bleeding, or it was maybe sexual injuries. Like, how did he get to that point that someone just died? Or was she walking down in a room and then she slipped and fell?
The room was locked up.
Because we don't know.
A locked up room, a room in his house was locked up. So she didn't die on the stairs. You see, there are so many things. The CCTV cameras of that house should be taken into investigation. There should be no one missing. Everything should be taken to record.
I think if they should take the CCTV camera of that house, they will discover things even not about the case.
That is it. That is it. But now, who knows what the senator would have done with those CCTV cameras? That is why
money is already moving. Okay,
you can go to court. Autopsy. Honestly, it is terrible in this country. It is terrible.
When I saw what he said, that they should go Like
Yeah,
you
they should
no
go ahead and
autopsy, they should just be. But wait, oh, I want to ask the father of that girl. Like, aside from whatever happened, maybe it's shameful, it's embarrassing. This is your child. Wouldn't you want to know what killed you? A child you suffered to bring up to that point.
what is
Let's
shameful?
leave law. Let's
What
leave
is shameful? She's
like
her
no,
pictures are already everywhere.
maybe what transpired between
I
maybe what
understand.
transpired between the
I understand. I
senator
understand what you're
and the
saying,
daughter.
Joy.
Maybe it's shameful, but at least it should have that. Okay, let me know what happened to my daughter. At
Exactly.
least to serve
I'm
as
only saying that this matter is already out. So what is he trying to control?
to cover again.
What is it? Which damage control is the
It's
man
not
trying
it's
to do in this
not
situation?
nice.
There is nothing to control here again. The case is already out. Your daughter's picture is everywhere on social media. So what the most just thing to do for that man, which I feel, in fact, I have no respect for such a person. Honestly, because there is no excuse whatsoever, even if he was just trying to be private with his family life or whatever it is, that he would not ask for justice to be done in this particular case. There should be justice served.
I just
Any
I
father
just
should
pray
insist,
the justice really should be served,
you
Justice
know,
should be served though, because
yeah,
this is a human life we're talking about.
a human
This is
life.
a whole human. This is not a goat. It's not cow like the way we used to behave in this country. Now, me,
Mm,
I have a question.
mm,
I'm not too vast in anything that has to do with the law, but one thing I want to ask is this, right? We are all equal before the law, right, barrister?
yeah,
That's
sure.
what the constitution
No, there are
says.
immunities, but everyone
Okay.
is equal.
But
Mm,
how how do we now move that equality on paper to equality in practice? Because the way it's looking with this man's case now,
mm,
we
mm,
would maybe one day we'll just hear that they said maybe she fell and she died. The senator actually tried to help, but some blah blah blah, or those kind of news. But deep down, a lot of Nigerians, especially that other lady that was talking, saying that,
mm-hmm.
or was it? Are they the same? Are they the
They
same
are not.
persons?
No. It's not the same person.
They
That
are
one
not the
was
same, right?
the one. Yes, the one in the video was Tracy. The other one is Mary
Okay.
Abila.
Okay,
So they are
so
different
because
people.
deep down, from what the other lady has said, there is already something going on in that man's house that really needs to be investigated.
That's the
You
antecedents I was
understand?
talking about. Yes,
So,
yes.
how do we now move this? We are all equal before the law. Yes, if even if the person is in power, whatever they do, they will bring them to justice. Blah blah blah. How do we now move that equality from paper? How do we implement it so that people see? Because, like Daddy Chris was saying, when people are being kidnapped, we pay ransom. If you stop paying, I'm sure they will stop kidnapping, right? So
They
if
will start
people are
keep
actually
those
brought
people.
to justice for the crimes they committed,
Mm.
I think maybe at a point it might not stop eventually, but the crimes will reduce, right? It will
Mary,
reduce.
I
So
understand your question, but what I have to say, Joy, sorry, I understand your question. What I
yeah,
have to say is, this is
yeah.
exactly why you and I are here, Joy. This is why we're here. This is why we are saying, let the system be purged out of any form of corruption in the judiciary or in any part
Mm-hmm.
of the government. In any sane system, this is what you are saying is what should be done. Justice should be served and it should be transparent. That is what I was trying to explain earlier. It should be transparent enough for the public to see that, okay, this is how the justice was served. But we all know the pattern in our. This is why some of us talk with so much passion and people don't understand. You see, we've been following. You see, if you follow the politics of this country, you'll be frustrated. We already know the pattern, like you said. We already know if there is not enough noise, especially now that the father of the girl is already backing off, obviously because he has been paid. But if it is not,
Yeah.
there is not enough, you know, push from the people and even from the state government, you will see that this case will just be thwarted and just pushed
Yes.
under the rug and nothing will happen. It is not the first time, Joy, this is happening. in this country. We need to
Me,
purge out our system of corruption,
yes,
corrupt,
of course,
greedy
of course.
leaders such as this. A serving senator should not do something like this. And then the government has not even made mention of anything, any form of punishment or any form of maybe if you could.
This government, I feel, it's a joke. It's a joke.
could be
Whenever
suspended.
something important, something big, something that is affecting people's lives happen in this country, they don't care. They don't care, honestly. They are not
Why has he not been
interested.
suspended by now? Even if he's greedy enough to say, okay, I will, that Chris was saying, he resign. This man, David Umahi, he'll resign.
Yeah.
He will not resign. But if we have a government, so if we have a government that we know that is transparent with the people and are accountable,
yes,
they should
exactly.
have
Yes.
even if it is suspension, they could have even suspended him from the office for now and say, okay, step down a bit until after the investigation of this case. Then you can, if you are found not guilty, you can come back to office. That is what any sane system should do. Government should do. But here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
Honestly, if
this man has not even been arrested, just like you said earlier,
if this investigation is not handled properly, if this whole thing is not handled properly, our nation's health, democratic health, is at stake. Because, like, I don't know how to put this thing. Like, if this thing should go out, let's say internationally, and it is being heard of course, people they've been hearing that this is what
they are making mockery of. That why do you think they are treating Nigerians like this in South Africa and other parts of the world? Because they know that we don't have an active government.
Yes, that's true.
Make statements like, go back to your country, go and fix your leaders, and stay in we're not the one that said your leaders. These are things that will come out from the mouth of other countries. And these people, my anger is that, hey, Joy, I wish I can just open my heart for you to understand. They are not making any effort. The worst part of any dispute or any problem is the fact that you're not making any effort towards resolution.
Yes.
What are they doing? That's the question. What are they doing? What are the things that have been put in place to make sure that, okay, they cry these things that people are talking about, let's look into it again. Or there should be a speech from the president addressing these issues. My people, I hear your plight. I know in so case, I heard this. I know what you're talking about. We will try our best by doing this, by doing that. And then we start seeing improvement on the side of the government. An accountable government. And then we know that, okay, yes. But right now, honestly, most of us feel like we have a lawless society. There is
even
no
the government is not accountable for anything.
Yes.
Anything.
They have no respect for the rule of law. A rich man, they are creating a society where a rich man can commit a crime and get away with it. Joy, let me tell you something. Do you know that I never support the idea of jungle justice? Do you know that? If I'm in a place and a jungle justice is being served, I will totally preach against it. I will not support it.
Like when it comes to ordinary citizens, or is it like in pertaining to
jungle justice?
Ordinary citizens?
Okay, these things that they do in Lagos now and some parts of the country.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Like when it's happening to an ordinary, let's say a thief, for example.
The point. Why are we being selfish towards one another? If the kind of energy that those people that are killing the people that stole ordinary kuli, if they put that kind of energy towards the government,
in tackling the government, I'm sure there will be change. Exactly.
In fact, this country would have been better by now. But you need to
come and see every day. Somebody will steal chicken and they would embarrass the person's generation. But there is somebody that is stealing, that is killing, and that we need to really hold by the throat. But nobody is interested. Yeah,
the person is not just stealing; he's stealing your destiny. If they don't know what the government of this country is doing to them, they are stealing your destiny. They are stealing your life. They are stealing your life and the life of your children to come. And I don't even understand why Nigerians, we are so contented with little. And so
Whatever they give,
sentimental, whatever it is they are gaining from, oh my God. Joy, it is just, it's serious.
this country,
That will help us at the end
in
of the
this
day.
country, I don't know, like we talked about yesterday, that we really
It's not,
need external help. We
we
really
do.
do.
That was
We
why the
do.
first day that Chris mentioned that, I agreed to it immediately. We do. We need an external force in this country.
Yes.
The only
We,
thing
we, we
that,
need help, because at the rate we are going, we are already in a sinkhole, and
yeah,
it's pulling us down. It's really, I
yeah.
don't know. And one thing, like there was, I think I saw when they said they want to borrow money again, and I'm like, World Bank, with the things that is happening in these people's country, we are
Oh
still
my
giving
God.
them money. I don't know what is going on in their mind. You with the happening, these people are not accountable for anything. There's no transparency, there's nothing, and you are still borrowing them money. By the time they leave, who is going to pay you? The citizens that had
No,
no idea what the money was.
the next person that will come, of course. That is why they will make sure
Ah,
that the next person that will come through them. The person
hi.
will have to come through them.
It's embarrassing, though. It's disgraceful. I
Mm.
honestly, being a citizen of this country, well, like I will always
Honestly,
say,
this thing, and the worst.
we will fix.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
What I'm saying is the worst part. Okay, sorry, I think my words already escaped me. I wanted to actually say something. I wanted to say that the worst part is that there hasn't been any effort
Yeah.
whatsoever in resolving these issues. And to me, that is the
Mm.
major thing. How long are we going to continue like this? How long? What I wanted to say is that there's the people, the Nigerians, we are not putting
Yeah.
enough effort to make sure that we purge this country of the evil that is going on, of the corruptions, and the different kinds of evil that are being perpetrated by these evil people. We are not doing anything about it. We are so contented. During the last bad governance protest we have in Abuja here, Joy.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Okay, I had some friends. I had some Igbo friends, and then I was asking them, "Why didn't you come out for the protest today?" And they were like, "They said we should not come out." I said, "Who
Mm?
said?"
Why?
That's what he told me. I don't know. He said their community or whatever it is, their meeting. They said no Igbo person should go out for that protest. And do you know that no Igbo person participated in that protest? These are the kind of sentiments we are talking about in this country. How do we move forward if we're not even united within ourselves? What would be your reason for not coming out to protest something that is your right? And then we
It's
go behind after everything, we still complain. See, honestly, Ahmed, you see, these people were, like I was saying the last time, Joy, I mean it. They don't see us finish. That's the truth. They don't see us finish.
Yeah,
Like,
you're correct. Oh, you're correct, because yes, that's the highest form of sea finish is
honestly,
when
that is it.
anything you cook, you feed it to these people. Ah, they are foolish. They will
Then
eat
leave
it.
them, don't feed them.
Leave them,
They'll soon
just
suffer.
give them anything they want, and anything we say, they will buy
Mm,
it. Ah, is it not Nigerians, the most foolish sect of people on earth? That's how they've seen us, and this is what we need to stop. We need to tell them that we are not stupid. Being quiet is not foolishness. That we
and they
need to
were
honestly, people need to come out, and that's why sometimes when I see the things Very Dark Man do, I go to the comment section. A lot of people are pulling him down, talking him down. Sometimes I would want to respond. I'll be like, no, if I respond, they might even block my
they'll,
account.
they'll finish your
Because
life.
you will see what people say about this person. One thing I always stand for is this: even if you are
Mm,
stealing money,
mm,
steal it in a, or you are doing like you're trying to benefit yourself, but do it in a way that people will benefit from you.
mm,
Because when
mm.
people are benefiting from you, nobody will come and accuse you that you stole money. Because the language will be that, and it was now all of us nine sharer. It was,
Mhm.
it was a joint collaboration or whatever. But this one, you are just focused on yourself, your family members, your generation, your, like, just yourself. So what happens? That's why Nigerians are angry. That's why Nigerians are angry, because if the national cake or whatever cake is being shared, everything is going around. When people say the
It's
things
not
are
even
happening,
it's not even about sharing joy. Nobody is asking them to share any money for us as being just being Nigerians. You are working. Every Nigerian youth is
no,
responsible
when
enough
I
to
mean sharing, I'm not just talking about the
yes,
physical, the cash.
this money that you are
You
getting.
put things in place for people. You are doing things like health, education,
Education,
jobs, everything is in place. Even if you
security,
are stealing, you
you
see
know,
one thing why people always want to go abroad, why people want to run away from the country, because
because they have all
I'm
that
not saying
there.
the government there, they are not stealing. Of course, they are taking money, but at least you are seeing that the society is benefiting, even if it's small, they are benefiting from it. But our own, even the bottom pots, we know they see. And you still want us to come and back you. Me, I
Joy,
don't back nonsense. Oh.
Joy, do you know what I want to tell you about an average Nigerian? This mindset of every man for himself is one of the major things that is killing us. Everybody feel okay, I'm not responsible for, you're not concerned. Like there's this popular proverb in my place that they said, if a goat is eating your neighbor's crops and you say, it does not affect me, it's not my goat, it's not my crops, it's
It
eating.
will
Let
enter
it
your farm next.
you
When
finish
it's
that crop,
done
you
with the
can enter your
neighbors,
farm.
it will enter your farm next.
You see, so these things that we keep doing in this country, saying that okay, what does not affect us directly does not concern us. A lot of people, some people, some traders will say, "Me, I have my own business. May they do anything way they want to. You not concern me." You see, I was talking about mindset earlier, Joy. This mindset is not going to take us anywhere because whether we like
Yeah.
it or not, even if you're a trader in the market, if the fuel price and the transportation price was not high,
It will
you will be
affect
making
your
more
good.
profit. It will
Yes,
affect you. This
it
thing
will
is
affect
affecting
you
all
too.
of us.
Exactly.
It is
Yes,
affecting
that's
every one
true.
of us until we find solution, and until we tell ourselves the truth and realize this, we cannot help ourselves. These things will continue until we resolve and say, okay, no, honestly, this not be the way. We don't want to go like this because some Nigerians are still contented, Joy. Some Nigerians are
Yeah.
still living like they don't
They
care,
are
not
okay
concerned.
with it. So like, so at least, and let the country, then people that
And
will
my
fix
brother
it will fix it.
is this Nigeria? Is this how other they should go to other countries like
Let's
Pakistan
not
and
even
all.
talk about other countries across the sea. Oh. Talk about the ones that are neighboring countries with us,
Even
with
neighboring,
Nigeria.
yeah,
Eh? Sometimes when I look at the
there's
citizens
South
of this
Africa
country,
or
I
any
just,
other
I
part of
just,
Africa, they will never let you sit there. The youth will come out massively. In fact, people will come out without fear. Wait, I was asking somebody one time. I say, how many people do you think the police are in the police force? Can they out pop? Can they outnumber the entire Nigerians if we decide to come out today and say, police go shoot them? Now if they go for protest, police to shoot them. How many people are in the police force? Even in the army, can they outnumber us? If we really decide to come out to speak our voice, because the only reason why we are saying this is not because we're encouraging violence, but because we have seen that anytime Nigerians try to do a peaceful protest country, there is
they kill
there
them.
is one form of attack from the
There's
government.
always, there is massacre. Let's use that word.
They will use the law enforcement agencies against you. They will use police or soldiers. They will use anything they can any instrument they can use
That's why
against you.
I will keep saying
So
arms
if
should be
if
legalized.
we're not,
People should
yeah.
be
So
allowed to
if we
own
want to be
firearms. Because
brave
if
and
I
tell
have a
ourselves that
gun, I'm sorry to say this, if
yes,
I
no
have a
matter what,
gun, I'm sure I will focus on some of these politicians. Because honestly, they are really, when you think about it, it annoys you. Like, has it gone to that point? Like, am I, even a child, there's something you will tell you say to a child, and the child will be like, Auntie, you are lying. Now look at us, grown as we are. You will come and feed us information, and then you say, don't worry, they are not smart Nigerians. Well,
you know,
it's all good. I don't think Daddy Chris is
I don't know what
joining
happened to
us.
that.
So I think we've really deliberated on this issue today. So I think we should. So what do you have to say, Barrister? Before we go, what should our viewers, what do you have to tell them?
Well, whatever it is I have to say, I've said it earlier. Let's let the state on concerning this case of David Mahi, this senator minister of Nigeria. We should
Yeah.
insist on that autopsy. That autopsy, the state government should insist on that autopsy. That autopsy should be done, and then the court should administer the appropriate and the most transparent justice as much as possible concerning this case, to let, even if that the man, the father of that lady, of Mary Habila, has been bribed already, let him see that, okay, maybe I should have done better. There is a way that one good can challenge one evil. So let's try, let's let the justice system administer the right process for this trial to be done transparently. And then the leaders should be held accountable for once. And in fact, one thing I like in this story is that they are saying that the state government is, that was the word I saw, insisting that there should be an autopsy. It means that they are pushing for justice. So which is good. So let's work together with the state government of Ebonyi State to make sure that this girl gets justice for whatever it is she got. I don't think that death was timely. It was an untimely death. She was too young to die like that. Thank you very much, Joy.
Thank you, Barrister. So we've all had, had a lovely discussion today. All I would just have to say is, let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Let's set aside personalities, and when we look at the state, the way our nation is going today, if we continue heading this path, it's going to be detrimental to our democratic health. So, and as Barrister has rightfully said, that autopsy has to be done. Someone cannot a life cannot be lost just like that, and then nobody's going to do anything about it. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was a lovely time with you guys. Thank you. We really appreciate your comments. Please, if you want to contribute to the conversations, you could hit us up on all our social media handles. It will be on the screen. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190, or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.